Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Growing Writers, the series that explores connections between gardening and writing. Today's title is Experience Matters. And as a result, I think as a teacher, I'm in a position to help students who maybe have less experience than I do. So let me walk you by the newest part of the garden. This overview is to show you where that occurs. It's the one on the left with the white flowers. So, what I wanted to say about this bed here is that all of the plants are ones with which we have experience. So this garden is going to flesh out here fully because I know in each case how these plants do. So the first on the left here is rosemary, and that does very well, and I'll just pan over here, and that tall green above the brick, that's rosemary. So I know from that and other spots that it does very well. There's a rogue dill plant there which volunteered, and we're going to let it go to seed, and then I'll hang up and dry the seeds. Next we have sage, which loves this kind of hot, dry air that we've been getting in Atlanta lately, and it will rise very well and just complement the rosemary. Next is mint. This is a peppermint, and it does very well, and that's why I've put up the stakes, and you can't see it, but there's a string, maybe you can see it, about halfway down to keep it in, and yesterday I used hedge clippers, so it's going to stay in its own little hedge there. And now we start the knockout roses. These are yellow and white flowers, and they are a knockout. We used to have in the corner up there a large red knockout, which was probably about twice as tall as I am, maybe 10 to 12 feet tall the plant was. And we took that out, and then we put in these white and yellow ones because they smell beautifully and they love this climate here in Atlanta. So we've planted those, and we know from experience again that they do well. And you can't see it, but over behind the chairs there is a knockout with the white and the yellow flowers. And if I go over here, you notice just to the right of the rosemary, behind it are knockout yellow roses. And then over here behind the marigolds and the peppers, you see the top of another one. All of which is to say, this garden will be full because we know how these plants grow. As with your writing, once you know sentences that work, plot lines that work, metaphors, you name it, once you have practice at them and you know they work, you can sow your writing garden with those plants and expect great harvest. So have fun. See you next time on Growing Writers.